Coast's most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, certified by WeatherRate, sponsored by AC Designs.
Welcome, everyone, to a Weather Watchers Wednesday. A beautiful day out there. Gosh, it's great to talk to you on a day that's so nice.
Winning weather.
Listen, as long as we're not having to tell people about, deluge on 295 and severe weather on the way, we can have just a nice chat. That's a win. I'm Lewis, meteorologist here at First Coast News. Lee Southwick, meteorologist here at First Coast News. Robert Spetta, meteorologist here at First Coast News. Got the three of us today. We've got a lot to talk about. Despite it being a fair weather Wednesday, guys, I think we got plenty on the menu we can talk about today.
I love how when all three of us are here in this building, which happens most Wednesdays, we scare the entire newsroom.
Why are you here?
What is happening? Why is everyone here? And it's beautiful outside.
We were doing a little huddle earlier, and you see people around the newsroom. Okay, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, we've got designated survivors, Tim Deegan and Ross Moma. They are not here in the building at this moment because, if anything major happens in this room right now, we got to have somebody behind the wheel. So, and we do. And let's get to our headlines. Let's dive right into it because we show a beautiful beach background there. We're going to hit all three of these things. We're hitting the here and now, which is wrap and peel weather. Traditional classic Florida mornings that are cool but nice warm afternoons. We're peeling off those layers. Then we're going to talk about kind of the next 3 to 4 days. We're going to get into a little bit of forecasting with sunshine and warmth the next few days, kind of our highlights. And then we're going to go beyond. We're going to get in the 7-day and even beyond because there is a cold front Thursday night into Friday morning, and we're talking about that weekend. We got some seriously awesome weekend events that the three of us are going to talk about with you today. And Spetta, you found some outstanding video that you got to stick around to the end for. So we're going to chat, but you got to stick around for some awesome video coming off of one of our wonderful military bases. So guys, hour by hour, tell me about your wrap and peel experience. So were you wearing the jacket this morning, or did you just say, I'm going to be bold, I don't need it, I'm going to just look forward to these upper 70s today?
Well, I think my son left the house this morning with the full jacket, and I had to tell him, hey, we might be up near 80 this afternoon. And he's what?
Well, don't lose the jacket. Make sure your name's on the label, right? I tell my son the same thing. We've probably had to dig through 4 or 5 lost and found experiences because looking at our highs, we're going 78 official. We have to keep these things official, so we're looking at Jacksonville International Airport. But you're going to get into the car this afternoon, and some of your thermometers on the dashboard are going to read in the low 80s out there for sure. So we've got that opportunity. Valdosta, Waycross, Folkestone, goodness, McClenny could certainly see some of those low 80s. And then you notice that little sliver of green on the contouring along the beaches, and that's just the ocean doing its ocean thing, moderating our temperatures just a bit. I wanted to show a sunrise, guys, because one of my favorite things to do, Good Morning Jacksonville, now especially that our sunrises are happening within the comfy confines of that 7 o'clock end time on GMJ. We get a sunrise on it. So this was a little after, but that Mayport time lapse always just doing the most.
So beautiful.
Right?
Love it.
With those sunrise. I think I even saw a porpoise there going through.
A porpoise.
Right there on the St. Johns River. A great spot. The JFRD guys always working hard. I'm not. That would be an interesting job right there. What they do. They're always on that fireboat doing their thing.
They come and visit me quite often when I'm out there on the river doing the checkups, making sure everybody is all.
But I think I was with you once.
Oh yeah, right. So it's not a joke. They stop.
No, you get stopped.
Getting the doing making sure you have all your life jackets and
and then they're making sure I got all the equipment. I don't know. I hear they do it to everybody, but it does feel personal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was weird because I go out with my dad a lot too. The only time I've ever been stopped is with you, Robert.
Spetta.
And I quite literally was like, they stopped me last week, and it's not like I'm doing donuts in the middle of the river in front of a ship.
He's a great captain. He has all the equipment he needs.
Are you in like a boating version of a hoopty wagon?
It's a Bayliner. It's not like.
What are the red flags you're throwing up?
Yeah, something.
Not like I'm sitting there with drinks in my hand.
No, you're so safe.
Awesome.
But
hey, doing their thing. The Coast Guard will do that.
They're doing their job.
Yes, they're doing their
does
job.
it. You're making sure you got to have a life jacket for everybody on board. Got to have the noise-making device. Fire extinguisher is always handy. So all those things. Let's take a look. But we're getting those sunrises. Like I had mentioned, a little earlier. We're getting them within Good Morning Jacksonville, and then boom, March 9th is going to happen, and then suddenly we're not going to get them on GMJ anymore. So we enjoy like 2 weeks, really, of some daylight that sunrises that we'll get to show off.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you, Lou, but I'm so looking forward to that sunset around 7:30. You obviously go to bed a lot earlier than I do, but when we get off work here around 6 o'clock, I'll actually have time to go on a walk after work. I can't wait for those later sunsets.
Golf in the afternoon and evening, if you're so inclined, which foreshadowing to that wonderful video we've got in a moment. Just kind of reminiscing over our February, because we're about done with February. We're about to say goodbye to the shortest month. We've had those above average that first couple of weeks. But the thing about seasonable averages is and it's something I like to pick Tim Deegan's brain about. Having the chief on board, and you learn from this. He said it about January. He said, I know we started really cold, but we're going to get some rebounds, and averages tend to average. So we are going to have a high temperature, average that is a little above normal for the entirety of the month, but we came down a good bit. I mean, at some point we were, I think, 15 degrees we were having as above average, above seasonable 30-year averages for February. We're going to get Wednesday, Thursday back above average, and then Friday might even wrap out the month with a blue highlight there, considering a front that we do have on the way. My clicker ain't clickering, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I need to shake it. There it is. We're looking to March. I almost like you have to pull the cartridge out and blow it and put it back in the Nintendo system.
Yes.
Y'all know about that?
90s kid.
Y'all know about that? Okay, good. Just making sure Lee doesn't. She's shaking her head.
Crickets?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He is old men.
Old men talking weather. But looking to spring, we get to spring now. With March averages looking pretty strong. Those morning lows still cool, but the afternoons pretty nice. So the next big weather maker, guys, let's talk about beyond the 7-day. So we're doing this will be next week that we're kind of looking forward to when our next rainmaker will come. So have y'all, I know y'all been watching carefully, but this next frontal system, the one Thursday will be more dry. But what we're looking ahead to, what have y'all noticed with the next system?
I'm bummed.
Right? Yeah, you just want to keep that streak of like this drive, because we did have Monday, Tuesday that kind of took us up on our rain totals. So
yeah, but that looks like a pretty potent system that would be coming by, next Wednesday. We're talking long term, long range. So the timing could change, the impacts or how strong it is could change several days away, but it is something we're watching for our next big weather maker. Of course, Lou, we have that weaker front that's moving through this week in just a couple of days, Thursday night into Friday morning, but the next big system wouldn't be until a week out. There's that system right there. So Thursday night into Friday morning.
It's a solid dry front coming through here Thursday night and Wednesday morning. The one next week, what do you think about thunderstorms coming out of that? I mean, it's
about that time, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
We're getting into that time. We'll see what kind of daytime heating we're getting with it, but we're certainly getting in that the seasonal change, that battle of winter and spring that is absolutely about to happen. March, generally that time where those big, what we'd call mid-latitude cyclones, when we draw the L on the map and then the cold front that trails it, that the traditional stuff you see in your meteorology textbooks that kind of drag right across the country. It's the time of year for it, especially for folks here along in the southeast. So, but yeah, this is what we're showing you here is what we're expecting for Thursday, and why we're going to get a couple of days around 80, and then by Thursday night, look at the timing on our modeling here, 11 o'clock. So even if there were just a spotty little spitting of showers with this, and we're talking like 10% chances of that right now, it's going to be, at least timing-wise, would suggest an overnight situation as those clouds dip in, the winds shift kind of briefly out of the northwest for a Friday, but then you get more westerly by Saturday, which is going to be big for our event. So
full weekend ahead.
What we got here? What'd you find, Speck?
Right, so perusing one of my old stomping grounds out there. This is at Naval Station. Oh yeah, was stationed there for a bit. Worked as a civilian contractor for a bit. This looks like it's right near one of the golf courses at Naval Station, Mayport.
It's so cute, isn't it? A little puppy.
Right, I do have to
This is
say,
not just a puppy.
oh yeah. So on their Facebook page, the official account from Naval Station Mayport. I love this. They said, we know we love our swamp puppies, but please don't cuddle them. Please don't give them their space. This thing's a dinosaur.
Yeah, that thing's wild. Where is this located on base?
So I believe this is right. Once you go in, you take a right. There's the golf course right there. This looks like it's not on the side with the golf house, but on the other side. Look at the car driving by. It gives you a perspective of how just big of a beast
you wouldn't want to run over that. It was going to do more damage to your Acura than it does to his leatherback skin.
He would just bite the tire and rip it off. It's just like, get away from me, car.
How about the person taking this video, though? They look like they're out of a car. So they're just casually standing behind this monster.
Oh,
he's got his own mission right now, and he's just trying to get to another pond, find a couple of bass to eat, and he'll be a happy camper. Just let him live his life. But it does take us to the golf forecast because we got our own swamp puppy there that we're always watching out for. And you know, we kind of put the gator on as comedy, but at the same time, like reality.
The video proves
it proves it. Every pond on every golf course in Florida can and probably does have some form of reptilian life happening. And so just those balls that end up like on the edge of the hazard, be careful. I actually have a story of back up in South Carolina where we've got the same issues with gators and lagoons there on the golf courses where a fella got dragged in. His son had to jump in and get him out. This was up at Fripp Island, South Carolina, where gators are everywhere. And everybody's sort of fine. I'll put fine and like, well, we're alive. But yeah, those things, I mean, if the golf ball is, by the way, just, if you got one of those 12-foot, like, ball retrievers to get it, but like, you gotta be careful. But
on the course, that's where he got dragged in.
Yes.
Wow. I hear about, unfortunately, children. It's rare to hear about adults.
Yeah.
Being
Dogs,
attacked.
you see.
Dogs,
and you get into that season where they're warming up, they're getting more active. I'm no alligator specialist, just been around Florida and South Carolina long enough to have seen a few. But our golfing forecast is great. You know what I mean? So gators aside, we've got a wonderful day for it if you're playing hooky. I'm loving the longer days. And as Lee had mentioned, with the March 9 time change, we're going to get those longer afternoons where we get those twilight rounds get back into play. Oh, man, my golfing buddies are loving it. But let's get to our events. We got the Florida Man Games.
Here we go.
It doesn't matter what the temperature is. It's jorts and flip-flops weather, baby.
Have you seen some of the games scheduled for this? I mean, they've been doing it for a couple of years now.
What do you got?
There's the obstacle course where they have to throw. Last year, I know there was one. They throw in a gator, now not a real gator, looks like it's a stuffed one, through a drive-through window. Oh. They have one where you wear an inner tube, and then you have pitchers of beer, and you have to basically run into each other and knock the ping pong balls inside of the beer out. It's insane.
There's another one where they're literally running from police officers.
And actual police officers from Volusia County, from what I've told.
Real actual police officers.
That's awesome.
Florida Man.
Awesome kind of
mullets, the whole 9 yards. Go all the way.
It is outstanding. Get down to even if you're not going to participate in these, I think this is going to be good spectator sport activity to go see what kind of nonsense these folks are getting into. St. Johns County Fairgrounds. Enjoy it. Saturday, good weather. Now, if you're not going to be guzzling cold, cool ones with the Florida Man and actually more into the fitness, and you got your Gate River Run, either of you.
No, but I did hear, I have a friend who's running this, and she said it's one of those very fun runs as well where people will give you beer as you're running. So I think the theme for Saturday morning is beer.
Okay.
Nice.
I can't speak 100% because I don't run. I'm not doing this run. I believe meteorologist Ross Muma is doing the run, so we'll have to ask him about it. But
Anthony
I've heard
Austin,
that overall,
I think, is doing it.
Yeah, but overall, apparently, it's a very fun run as well.
And not
even though
being
you're
a
going
runner,
up a bridge.
Yeah, you got to go up the Green Monster. Yeah, and it's a beautiful course. Not being a runner myself, I assume pretty good condition for it, though. I mean, cool as you start, not going to be too stifling hot there as you finish. So, and no rain to slow anything down. We've had some wet Gate River runs, but that's, of course. I mean, every event, you get them in the springtime or near spring, as happens. So, but this one looks to be dry. So let's wrap it up, guys.
And also those temperatures, though. I mean, again, I'm not a runner, but it looks like it would be perfect running weather, starting off cool, not getting too hot. I mean, I think the weather's perfect.
The dew points as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be fresh. So not that just thick, humid type conditions, but a nice, fresh day for running.
Very cool. Well, wrapping it up with our 7-day forecast, just plan it out. We know we've got that dry front we're talking about Thursday night and Friday, so that's why the temperature shift. Still cool mornings Friday morning with that 48 degree low. It's going to be a cool morning Thursday morning. You're still going to need to wrap and peel. With 50, I still think that's put on the light layer, but have something that you're comfortable. Just we'll peel that off by the time we're walking back out to the car for your afternoon or evening commute or your lunch break. Friday, of course, a little bit cooler as we mentioned with that front, but those winds shift. So from that northwest, quick shift back to the west. And that's more of a warm wind, although Saturday morning is chilly. We do warm up nicely for what I looked, looking like a nice 10 of a weekend in store for us, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for, as we're, I guess Saturday is the first day of March, isn't it?
Yep.
So that's a great start to March. Now, I know our average high this time of year is 71, so it's really not that far off. Of course, you showed us the averages for March, so moving into the 70s in the afternoon is more typical for this time of year. But enjoy that beautiful sunshine, too, because, again, as we already talked about, the day after, we'll be watching that next potent front start to approach our area.
I do want to interject with one more thing.
Please.
What is it, 96 days now until what?
I think it's 95.
95.
Oh, you're talking about
2 days
hurricane
in.
season?
Yeah.
You rascal.
You're like, it's beautiful. I'm going to bring down the mood.
Yeah.
But
Just
also-
a reminder to really enjoy these beautiful spring days. We can get spring severe weather season with these fronts moving through, so enjoy all the sunny days that are on the way.
And that provides, and the three of us, and as well as Ross, Tim, we've got hurricane special. If you think about 100 days out or 95 days out now. So if you want to chime in, I know the stream will be ending, but as this is posted, send us your thoughts. What are you concerned about? There's plenty of people maybe watching the stream new to the area, haven't been through this. So we've, having covered so many hurricane seasons around here, sometimes we kind of just make assumptions and take for granted what people are or not comfortable with. So we want to know the questions you may have coming up and leading into this hurricane season. No two hurricane seasons are the same, and of course we'll see some forecasting coming up with that as well for our longer range outlooks. But would love anything, and no, nothing's off the table here. So ask us your questions, and we will certainly look forward to addressing those within our longer form hurricane special, but also all of our talks we'll be doing leading up to that in 95 days. Thanks, Robert. Jeez.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm here to bring up this stuff.
Talking about a 10 of a weekend, man.
Like in the mood. It's great.
But thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. And for Lee, for Robert, I'm Lewis Turner. We're back here. Of course, we'll be at noon for the live broadcast. And Ross and Tim will be in here about 4 o'clock. Usually they're doing their streaming. We'll be right here as well, joining you on the streaming right around 10. We try to do 10 to 30. We'll be with you guys. So in the meantime, y'all have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday.